It is almost time for the Colorado Buffaloes to start their 2025 campaign as they head into spring camp. And it wouldn't be like me if I did not make a video and talk about all the things I'm thinking about when I'm looking at Colorado, when I'm assessing Colorado, what I'm hoping to see, and different things like that. If you are somebody that is sensitive, if you don't like hearing critiques, and if you don't like hearing my honest assessment of what I think about any team in football, specifically Colorado, because I'm noticing that's the team that triggers people, don't watch this video because it might trigger you. However, if you want to hear my honest assessment, some things I'm looking at, some things I'm thinking about, some things I hope get better as they head into 2025, this is the video for you. I will also start this video off by saying there are a couple of things that are concerning me this year, and mainly it's because of some things I remember happening last year. So I'm going to stop rambling on this side and I'm going to get into this video. You have been warned. So if you have a problem with anything that I'm saying, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section below, because I do like engaging with people who don't agree with me, because I do think that that is actually interesting. However, this is my warning. You have been warned. I'm going to get into the other side of this video and I'm going to be honest about my assessment about the Colorado Buffaloes as they head into 2025 and some things I'm going to be looking for as this spring kind of takes shape and takes off. I am on a goal right now to try to get to 2,000 subscribers and to try to get 5 to 7 new members to join my membership. I will say this video has recorded early, so at this time, I'm not sure if I've already reached my 5 to 7 mark or my 2,000 subscribers. Probably not, but that is my goal. So if you want to help me achieve that goal, don't forget to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Don't forget to like this channel. And if you're interested, join my membership. I will put in the comment section below a link to the membership. I'll put it in the comment section below, and I will also put it in my description. So if you want to join my membership, feel free to join my membership. Let me get into this video. I get that it is the off season, and I get that in the off season, everybody thinks that their team is going to come back and they're going to be absolutely amazing in the next year. I understand that. I have no problem with that. It is what it is. I want to say a couple of things here, though, that concern me about Colorado based off what I saw last year. Last year, I felt like this team was extremely undisciplined. And last year, I thought Colorado beat bad teams, but anytime they faced a good team, they didn't fare well. That makes me nervous. The other thing that I'm hearing that's really making me nervous is that I think everybody thinks that just because Colorado has a running quarterback, that is going to solve the running problems. I don't believe that to be true. Here's why. If I was a team and I was going to play Colorado, I would load the box and I would dare Colorado to beat me throwing the ball until the quarterbacks show me that they can beat me throwing the ball. That's how I'm looking at this. So I'm not on the hype train of like, oh, we have a running quarterback, everything's going to be fine. I am not on that train yet. I want to see what's going to happen. So as we enter into the spring, I am going to be paying attention to a few things, but I'm going to keep last year in mind because I now have 2 years where I have seen Colorado be extremely undisciplined with penalties. I have seen Colorado not run the ball, and I have seen some decisions that I'm not quite understanding. Before I get into my things that I'm going to be looking for the 2025 spring, I also want to comment on the coaching changes. I have no issue with the coaching changes. I also don't have anything to share about the coaching changes. I am not one of those people that thinks that every single coach that used to play in the NFL and every single coach that you hire is a good coach. Last year, Texas hired Kenny Baker, hook him by the way, and all of us as Texas fans were like, we don't know what this Kenny Baker guy can do. Kenny Baker has to prove his worth to me, and that's just how we were. So that is exactly how I feel about this Colorado coaching staff. I know what Livingston can do. I saw Schumer, obviously Coach Prime, all the other guys that have come in, they're going to have to prove it to me because this offensive line is going to have to be reworked and they're going to have to be better if Colorado wants to be good in 2025. So without further ado, I am going to talk about some things I'm going to be thinking about during the spring camp, during spring ball. Since Colorado is going to have a spring game, I hope that it will be a real spring game this year where we can actually look at the talent and see what's going on. But let me get into the things that I'm going to be looking at as they head into the spring. Thing number one should come as no surprise. It's going to be the quarterback competition. Who's going to win out at quarterback? What quarterback is going to fit Colorado's system? You all should know by now, I am a program woman. I don't care who the quarterback is. I just want the quarterback to be good. And so I am going to be paying attention to who wins this quarterback starting job. I don't have a preference either way or another. I will say I am old school to the fact that I feel like if a freshman is just as good as the next guy, then you have to play the freshman because he has more time to develop. However, I will trust Coach Prime, whatever they choose, and whoever the quarterback happens to be for Colorado, fine. But I am going to be paying attention to this quarterback competition to kind of see what it looks like. I will say this is going to be great to see if there's actually a real spring game where they actually play a game, because you might have Salters on one team, Juju Lewis on one team, and it's going to be cool to kind of see what that looks like when they battle it out in a spring game. The second thing I'm going to be focused on this year is I'm going to be looking at the wide receiver room. I am concerned about the wide receiver room for a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons is because every single person that started last year is no longer with Colorado. And the second thing is I am not sure who the quarterback is going to be that's going to be throwing the ball to them. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think that room is young and we're going to need that room, because if teams play Colorado like I think that they should, and if they load up that box, and if they force them to make tough throws, I don't know what that's going to look like, and I don't know how that's going to work out. So I'm a little bit concerned there. The one thing I think will be a good example of this is let's think about Lamar Jackson. Let's look at Lamar Jackson's team, and let's think about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is spectacular. He can scramble, he can do all the things. But if you look at Lamar Jackson's receivers against the Bills, there weren't very many. And so his receivers had to win in order for him to be able to complete passes. And we all know Lamar Jackson's not the most accurate guy. So my question is, are the Colorado quarterbacks accurate? What does it look like? A lot of people want to look at Daniels at the Commanders and be like, oh, we're going to be like them. Go look at the weapons that Daniels has around him. I'm just saying here, something to consider when you're looking at these teams is, how would I defend this team? And if I would defend them this way, and they are going to try to beat the way that I defend them, what does that look like? To me, it looks like a team is going to load the box against Colorado. They're going to say, great, we dare you to throw the ball. If you can throw the ball and complete passes, great, it opens up things. I'm just saying something to consider, and that is why I'm so concerned about this wide receiver room, because they're young. The other thing I'm worried about, and I've been worried about it for the past 2 seasons, this will be the 3rd season that I will be worried about it, is that offensive line room. As of today, the only offensive lineman I trust is Jordan Seaton. Did Jordan Seaton have some games last year or some moments last year where I actually got concerned about him? Yes, but not because he's not good, just because sometimes the games are a little bit weird. So I'm a little bit concerned, not a little bit concerned. I'm very concerned about this Colorado offensive line. I think Jordan Seaton is going to be fine. However, I don't know who the other 4 guys are going to be. I don't know who the guards are going to be. I don't know what they are going to do at offensive line. And so I am concerned. If Colorado does not figure out this offensive line, I am going to have concerns. It's going to be a repeat of the past 2 years that we've seen where the offensive lines have not been very good. Now, some of you will say, well, now they have 3 coaches. Now they have this, now they have that. Different coaches doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good. I haven't seen it yet. And if you're telling me that they're going to be good, great, I'll listen to you, but I haven't seen it. So another thing I'm hoping to see in that spring game, when I'm hoping that we have a quarterback competition at play and I get to see the offensive line, I'm very fascinated to see what that offensive line looks like, because honestly, as of today, I have no idea who is going to play the other 4 positions. I know Jordan Seaton's going to be the left tackle. I don't know who the guards are going to be. I don't know who the right tackle is going to be. I don't really know. So I am concerned. And you all know how I feel about the trenches. So I'm very concerned about that offensive line. I'm very concerned about the receivers and the quarterback competition. We're going to have to figure out who is going to be our quarterback. Once we figure out who's going to be our quarterback, we can rally behind that guy and we can just move forward and hope that everything works itself out when we play Georgia Tech. The other things I'll just say here, like some other just little like sprinkle things that I'm thinking about. The first thing is I'm very curious to see who's going to emerge as a leader. I'm very curious to know who is the team going to rally around? Who is going to be the guy? I'm also interested to see what the linebackers look like. I didn't want to mention the linebackers on my list because if we don't have receiver play that makes sense, if our offensive line doesn't look good and our quarterback play isn't very good, honestly, the linebackers, I don't really know if it matters. I have been on record as saying that I am concerned about this linebacker group. I don't know. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. And I want in the middle of the season for me to make a video and say, you know what? I was so wrong about these linebackers. They have it all figured out. I just don't know. The good news is I think the defensive line is going to be the strength of Colorado, which is great. A lot of people seem to think the cornerbacks are going to be good. So in a lot of ways, I don't want to say I'm not worried about the defense, because I'm worried about the defense because last year they couldn't stop the run when it mattered when it mattered. And when I look at the schedule heading into 2025, there are some teams that have some running backs on the teams that Colorado is going to have to be able to defend. However, this isn't the video for this. This video is about the spring. So I'm going to focus on the spring and some things that I am worried about or thinking about when I'm thinking about the spring. The last thing I want to mention here, and I know that the spring portal will open, and I know that last year Colorado got a lot of players out of the spring portal that performed very well for them in the 2024 season. So I believe that the spring portal, Colorado will go try to get more talent. Cool. I got it. I understand that. However, I think we can all agree that it would be nice to not have to go into the portal for as many things, because come to find out, you have great athletes. So yes, I know the spring portal is coming. Yes, I know Colorado will probably go in the spring portal and get players. That doesn't mean that I can't hope that Colorado has a really, really, really good football team so that they can be a little bit pickier when they enter the transfer portal. I want Colorado to kind of be like Texas, not kind of be like Texas. I want Colorado to be like Texas. I want Colorado to look at the spring and go, okay, we have a great team. Let's go get some pieces. Let's not go build our entire offensive line, or let's not go replace our entire linebacker room, or let's not go replace our entire running back room. I want them to have the players that they need and just to kind of get a couple of things out of the transfer portal to make it make sense. That is what I want. I'm very aware that that might not happen. I'm just telling you what I would love in regards to my expectations. I am going to focus on one word for Colorado this year, and my word is going to be discipline. I want to see how disciplined Colorado is going to be this year. And when I say discipline, I don't just mean player discipline and penalties. I mean coaching discipline. I mean figuring out what works and making it make sense. I mean playing the guys that need to play. I mean calling the defenses that need to be called. I mean being disciplined. Call the right offensive plays. Do the things that make sense. Because the past 2 seasons with Travis and Shedeur and all the other guys, I feel like Colorado was very undisciplined. We don't have time for that anymore, because replacing Shedeur Sanders and replacing Travis Hunter is going to be the hardest thing that Colorado has to do, and it starts now. And I know that some people want to act like it's going to be easy to replace Shedeur, and I know that some people want to act like it's going to be easy to replace Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was the Heisman Trophy winner, and Shedeur Sanders could probably hit the wings off of a fly because he's so accurate. I don't think you're getting those two things from anybody on this team right now. Doesn't mean they can't be that eventually, but right now they're not. So replacing Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders is going to be very important for this football team. And I want us to remember that that is going to be hard. It is going to be hard to replace that talent, because that talent is rare. That is why we loved them. That is why we trusted them, because they are rare. That's all I'm gonna say, and I will leave that where it's at. If you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, comment below. If I hurt your feelings, that's not my intention, but you know me, I'm here to keep it real all season long. Every video I make, I'm going to keep it real. So this is just me assessing the team of where I think the team is at now, and we'll just kind of see where it's at, right? I don't know. That's all I have right now, so we'll just kind of see what happens and see how things unfold as time goes. But I will see you in my next video.